Pippa Middleton, the woman who became a global sensation overnight, not for what she said, but for what she wore, has lived a life marked by extraordinary privilege, devastating scrutiny, and the constant weight of being the sister who stole the show. At 41 years old, Pippa Middleton Matthews stands as one of Britain's most recognizable socialites. But behind the glossy magazine covers and the billionaire husband lies a story not glamorous, but brutal. A story of unwanted fame, relentless judgment, and the struggle to forge an identity separate from the shadow of royalty. If Pippa Middleton has ever made you believe that grace under pressure is possible, hit like as tribute to her resilience. This is the story of a woman who never asked to be famous, yet found herself thrust into the global spotlight at 27 years old, dissected, criticized, and reduced to a single photograph that would haunt her for over a decade. On September 6, 1983, in Reading, Berkshire, England, Philippa Charlotte Middleton entered the world as the middle child of Michael Middleton, a former British Airways flight dispatcher, and Carol Middleton, a former flight attendant. The Middleton family was comfortable, not wealthy. Not yet. Born at Royal Berkshire Hospital, Pippa grew up in a world marked not by celebration, but by hard work and ambition. Her parents had started from modest beginnings, working for an airline, serving passengers, dreaming of something more. In 1987, when Pippa was just 4 years old, her mother Carol founded Party Pieces, a mail-order party supply company that would eventually make the family millions. The beginning was not glamorous, but determined. The Middletons moved frequently. In May 1984, they relocated to Amman, Jordan, where Michael worked for British Airways. They returned to Berkshire in September 1986. In 1995, as Party Pieces began to flourish, the family moved to Bucklebury Manor in the village of Bucklebury, a £4.7 million estate that signaled their arrival into Britain's upper middle class. Pippa attended Marlborough College, the same prestigious boarding school her older sister Catherine attended. She was athletic, popular, confident. She played hockey and tennis. She was good at everything, but exceptional at nothing. She was the pretty younger sister of the pretty older sister who happened to be dating a prince. Then came 2001. Catherine Middleton began dating Prince William at the University of St Andrews in Scotland. Suddenly, the Middleton family found themselves in the crosshairs of the British tabloid press. Pippa, still a teenager, watched as photographers camped outside their home. Her life, once private and privileged, became public property. Pippa graduated from the University of Edinburgh in 2007 with a degree in English literature. She moved to London and tried to build a career far from royal connections. She worked briefly at a public relations firm promoting luxury products. She took a job at Table Talk, a company organizing corporate events and parties. In 2008, Tatler magazine named her the #1 society singleton, ahead of singer James Blunt and Princess Eugenie of York. But the same article described her as someone who goes to a lot of parties, but mainly as the caterer. It was a cruel assessment. Pippa was trying. She was working. But to the world, she was just Kate Middleton's little sister, waiting in the wings. Then came April 29, 2011, the day that changed everything. Westminster Abbey in London. 2 billion people watching worldwide. Prince William and Catherine Middleton exchanging vows in what would become one of the most watched weddings in television history. And Pippa Middleton, 27 years old, walking behind her sister in an ivory satin-based crepe dress designed by Sarah Burton of Alexander McQueen. The dress was supposed to be insignificant, supposed to blend in with the train. It did not blend in. The moment Pippa stepped into Westminster Abbey holding Kate's cathedral-length train, cameras captured a rear view that would explode across social media within hours. Twitter erupted. Headlines screamed. Fashion forums flooded with discussions. People forgot Kate's royal lace gown and turned their eyes toward Pippa's minimalist bridesmaid dress. They called her royal hotness. Justin Bieber tweeted congratulations to William and Kate's sister. She was a hit. British model Callum Best tweeted speculation about Pippa and Prince Harry becoming a couple. Within 24 hours, Pippa Middleton had become more famous than many actual celebrities. But fame without choice is not a gift. It is a curse. The attention was completely unexpected, Pippa later told NBC. The plan was not really for it to be a significant dress, really just to sort of blend in with the train. She admitted it was both flattering and embarrassing. In the months that followed, Pippa could not leave her London flat without being photographed. Paparazzi followed her to the gym, to coffee shops, to parties. Every outfit was analyzed. Every date was speculated about. In September 2011, tabloids published topless photos of Pippa taken in 2006 while she vacationed on a yacht off Ibiza. The family filed complaints with the Press Complaints Commission. The photos were removed, but the damage was done. In September 2016, Pippa's iPhone was hacked. The Sun reported that a hacker had obtained 3,000 images from her iCloud account and demanded £50,000 for them. The hacker was arrested, but Pippa's sense of privacy had been violated again. This was the heartbreaking truth. Pippa Middleton had done nothing wrong, yet she was punished for simply existing. She tried to build a career as a writer. In 2012, she published Celebrate, a year of festivities for families and friends, a lifestyle book that received mixed reviews. Critics dismissed it as lightweight. In 2016, she released Heartfelt, a book with recipes for heart health, with proceeds going to the British Heart Foundation. But nothing she did could escape the shadow of April 29, 2011. Then came July 2016. In the Lake District, James Matthews, a hedge fund manager and former racing driver, proposed to Pippa with a lavish diamond engagement ring. They had first met in 2007 at his parents' luxury hotel, Eden Rock, in St. Barths. They dated briefly in 2012 before breaking up. Pippa dated Nico Jackson for 3 years, but she and James remained family friends, reconnecting in early 2016. James Matthews came from wealth. His father, David Matthews, was a self-made millionaire who owned the Eden Rock Hotel in St. Barths. James had launched Eden Rock Capital Management Group, a hedge fund, in 2001. By 2007, he was managing £1 billion in investments. His estimated net worth was reported to be upwards of £2 billion, though this was never officially confirmed. But James Matthews carried his own tragedy. His older brother, Michael Matthews, had died at 22 years old in 1999 after becoming the youngest British person to summit Mount Everest. Michael had reached the peak but froze to death on the descent. The Matthews family established the Michael Matthews Foundation in his honor, building schools in remote areas. Pippa participated in a 47-mile swim-run competition in Sweden in September 2015 alongside James and her brother James Middleton to raise money for the foundation. She understood loss. She understood carrying weight that could not be seen. On May 20, 2017, Pippa married James at St. Mark's Church at Inglefield Estate in Berkshire, near Bucklebury Manor. She wore a bespoke lace gown designed by Giles Deacon, reportedly costing £40,000. The dress featured a high neck, cap sleeves, and a heart-shaped cutout detail on the back. Prince George and Princess Charlotte served as pageboy and junior bridesmaid. Kate, now Duchess of Cambridge, helped adjust Pippa's train, a reversal of roles from 2011. But this time, Pippa controlled the narrative. She requested that all guests bring a second outfit for the evening reception. She changed into a never-photographed gown from Pronovia's, keeping the private celebration exactly that, private. Pippa and James welcomed their first child, Arthur Michael William Matthews, on October 15, 2018. Weighing 8 pounds, 9 ounces, he was born in the Lindo wing of St. Mary's Hospital in London, the same place where Kate gave birth to all 3 of her children. Their second child, Grace Elizabeth Jane, was born on March 15, 2021. Weighing 6 pounds, 7 ounces, her middle name Elizabeth honored Queen Elizabeth II and her Aunt Kate. Their third child, Rose Louise Victoria, was born on June 20, 2022 at 41 years old. Pippa Middleton. Matthews lives a life drastically different from the one captured in 2011. She and James purchased Bucklebury Farm near her home in Berkshire in 2020 for £1.5 million. They transformed the 72-acre farm into a family-friendly destination with glamping pods, a cafe, a farm shop, and a play area. 6-month memberships are available from £68. They are building a preschool on the grounds. The family's primary residence is a mansion in Berkshire that they reportedly bought off-market for £15 million in the early 2020s. The Barton Court estate sits on the banks of the River Kennet near the village of Kintbury in West Berkshire. Pippa's estimated net worth is around $10 million as of 2025, though this pales in comparison to her husband's reported billions. She has invested in lifestyle brands, leveraged her public persona for partnerships, and written books. But more importantly, she has found privacy. When Pippa married James Matthews in 2016, sources told People magazine that the couple had a deep desire to disappear from the spotlight. In the longer term, they wanted to settle down, have children, and lead a quiet life. They have succeeded. Pippa rarely grants interviews. She attends Wimbledon occasionally, sits in the royal box at King Charles's coronation in 2023, but largely remains out of the public eye. She has built a business. She has raised 3 children. She has created a life that is hers, not defined by a photograph taken 14 years ago. Upon her husband's inheritance of the lairdship, Pippa will acquire the title Lady Glen Affric. Currently, she can use the courtesy title Mrs. Matthews of Glen Affric the Younger. It is a title few know and fewer care about, which is exactly how she prefers it. At 41, Pippa Middleton stands as proof that fame without consent is a burden, not a blessing. From reading Berkshire to global sensation, from unwanted scrutiny to chosen privacy, Pippa proved that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is step out of the spotlight and refuse to let one moment define your entire existence. If this story touched your heart, leave a tribute below. Share a moment when Pippa's grace under impossible pressure reminded you that dignity still exists, even when the world reduces you to a single photograph.